morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, November 11th, 2018. It is 11:08 in the morning, and I just got out of the shower. Long time no vlog, I feel like. I'll explain. Well, good morning, everyone. As you can see, like I said, I just got out of the shower. And it's Sunday. Happy Sunday. Today is actually, I believe today is Veterans Day. Veterans Day 2018. Every day on November 11th, we celebrate the veterans who work so hard and work every day and serve us in this country. So, happy Veterans Day to all. Now I know what you all are going to say. Oh my gosh, where have you been? Why haven't you been vlogging? To be honest, I almost say this every time that I take a little break from vlogging. I honestly do need a break once in a while. I do need a break once in a while. And this weekend was mainly focused on family. So, don't get me wrong, you guys are my YouTube family, but I mean my immediate actual family. So, since this is touchscreen, I'm going to touch the screen when I do things. I don't want the mouse in the way here. But it right now is 11:10 and I'm out of breath. But this weekend was strictly set for family. We just had a nice family weekend. I got my book, which I'll be talking about later in the vlog. So don't worry. It's a really, really good book. Today I'm hoping that I'll actually finish it because it's not a thick book. It's very thin, like maybe like this big, this thick of a book. It's about 200 pages. Actually, I can read the description of the book since it's on a website. I would like to talk about. The website is called GoodReads, and here I am pulling it up. This is not sponsored. This is just me giving them a shout out because they are really, really awesome. I like GoodReads. It was recommended to me by a friend who I'm going to remain nameless just for her own protection. Anyway, the book is called Hold the Dark by William, I'm not sure how you pronounce the last name, Giraldi, Giraldi, I'm going to say Giraldi or Giraldi with a hard G or a soft G. The book basically is about, I can mouse over it, it is honestly about this man. His name is Russell Core, and why won't this? There. Alright. Written with, quote, force and precision, I think it's precision, and grace, unquote, by John Willow, New York Times book review. Hold the Dark is an unforgettable journey into the heart of darkness. Dennis Lehane. At the start of another pitiless winter, wolves have taken 3 children from remote Alaskan village of Keelut, including the 6-year-old son of Medora and Vernon Sloan. Wolf expert Russell Core is called in to investigate these killings and discovers an unholy truth harbored by Medora before she disappears. When her husband returns home to discover his boy dead and his wife missing, he begins a maniacal pursuit that cuts a bloody swath across the frozen landscape. With the help of local police detective Core attempts to find Medora before her husband does, setting in motion a deadly chain of events in this chilling, mysterious, and completely engaging novel, Tim O'Brien, that marks the arrival of a major American writer. So, if you caught all that when I was reading the description, the description again from the website goodreads.com, excuse me. You can tell it's a very bone-chilling, if you will, bone-chilling book, and it's the movie. If you watch it on Netflix, it's a Netflix original. It's only on Netflix. If you watch it, you'll see that it's based on true events, and it has a very bone-chilling but very inspirational and mysterious story plot behind it. When I watched the movie, because I was just randomly looking on Netflix, like, what is there to watch? And I came across this, and I watched the trailer, and I thought it was great. I thought it was great, so I said the next day that I go on Netflix, which happened to be like 2 days later, and I wanted to watch the movie. The movie is about 2.5 hours long, something like that. Maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. But it is about an hour and a half to 2 hours long, and it's very gruesome. So if you guys have ever seen, this is what I relate it to. If you guys have ever seen Saving Private Ryan, the movie, then it does have to do with war. This movie and book does, because as you know from me reading the description, the husband returned from Iraq and actually is in Iraq, but he returned home to find that his son and wife were missing. So obviously, that's scary. But it's a very bone-chilling book, and again, it's called Hold the Dark. And basically, it's a twist between two parents that try to find their son, but one that goes missing, and the son that ends up dead, and the story and mysteriousness of 3 children's deaths. Why won't this here? And this man named, I almost said Dennis Lehane. This man named Russell Core is basically a wolf rider. I can't do it with my left hand, but a wolf rider. And he basically knows the way of the wolves, basically. He knows the way of the wolves, and he basically just knows he understands them and knows their, like, way of hunting, if you could say. If you want to say way of hunting. And it's a really good book. And the movie was great. It's a bit gruesome, so I don't recommend you watching it with children, but I recommend I think it's a PG-13 or PG-14 movie. I know PG-14 is a thing. It could be restricted, but again, for me personally, I am not a restricted. I'm not a restricted movie watcher. I try to stay away from restricted films. I absolutely despise them. But if you don't, then go on ahead and watch your restricted films. But again, this movie is available on Netflix. It's called Hold the Dark, as well as the book. And the book, if you've not watched the movie, then don't read the book yet. But if you've watched the movie, I definitely recommend the book. You can get it requested at your own local library. The cool thing about GoodReads is you can actually keep track and keep your progress. You create a profile just like any website like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anything like that. You create a profile and you can basically keep track and keep your progress of all the books that you've read. So far, for me, my books say you have a list, basically your own library. Basically your own library. You've got all the books total that you have. You have, if any books that you've known you've read in the past, you can count on here. You can have currently reading, which I'm currently reading one, but I have the want to read, meaning you want to take a chance and read the books. I have about 10 that I want to read because the descriptions look good. I'll even give an example. Okay, so the example I will give is, it's called The Sun is Also a Star by Nicolay Yoon, I want to say. I can't really pronounce the name. But it says, The Sun is Also a Star. Natasha. I'm a girl who believes in science and facts. No fate, no destiny, or dreams that will never come true. I'm definitely not the kind of girl who meets a cute boy on a crowded New York City street and falls in love with him. Not when my family is 12 hours away from being deported to Jamaica. Falling in love with him won't be my story. Daniel. I've always been the good son, the good student, living up to my parents' high expectations. Never the poet or the dreamer. But when I see her, I forget all about that. Something about Natasha makes me think that fate has something much more extraordinary in store. For both of us. The universe. Every moment in our lives has brought us to this single moment. A million futures lie before us. Which one will come true? Okay, so that was the book called The Sun is Also a Star by Nicolay Yoon. I just figured I'd share this website again with you, and I'll say it one more time. This video is not sponsored, but the website is called GoodReads.com. I will leave a link down below, but again, it's not sponsored. It is 11:40 now, and I'm going ahead and having some leftover goulash because I'm hungry. I'm just going to heat it up. I actually was going to make French toast this morning, but I opted not to and just get rid of the leftovers before you make anything new. Got about 1 more minute, but I'm only going to keep it in for so long because I put it on for 3 minutes so that it would fully heat through. And I'm just going to mix it around, make sure everything gets warm. So I'm gonna eat this. And then clean up. The kitchen's clean, but the floor needs to be swept. So I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna eat the goulash first.